What's up guys, it's Taylor and I am back with another video. Like I always say, you already know the deal if you read the title. Today I am recapping episode 5 of the challenge Total Madness on MTV. Now before I get into things, I just want to apologize. I know I was supposed to upload yesterday, but I had so much to do, and by the time I was done with everything I had to do, I didn't have time to film a video, wait for it to export, upload it to my computer, edit it, upload it to YouTube. I just didn't have time to do all that, so I just opted to wait until the next day, which is today, to film a video and still upload. I still wanted to give you guys content this week. I didn't want to, you know, kind of break my streak of being consistent. So sorry for that, but I'm here. Now, you know, without further ado, getting into things, this episode was, for the most part, jam-packed. The episode starts off, everybody's coming back from last week's elimination. If you remember, Ashley got eliminated by D, and it was kind of like a controversial win for D, but she won nonetheless. So that's what that is. There's a scene, you know, it's starting off as nothing really too serious going on. Starting off, there's a scene between, I think, Big T, Bear, Kayla, Tori, a few other people. You know, they're playing with the Ouija board and everything like that. Bear and Kayla once again are flirting, and Bear, you know, he keeps saying that he really likes Kayla, but he knows that she has a boyfriend. She knows she has a boyfriend. So there's this whole will they, won't they thing that really continues throughout the episode, and we'll get to that later. But that was like a big thing in the episode. Jenna and Zach, we see Zach on a FaceTime call with Jenna. They, you know, are basically just, you know, talking and everything like that, and you know, Jenna tells him that she's not really having a good time, but she misses him and stuff like that, you know. So that was that. We have Rogan, who's working out and everything like that. He still wants Jay. It's been, I think it's been weeks at this point. He still wants to take Jay out. I think that I think his pride is just a little hurt, because he keeps saying that it's because Jay embarrassed him, you know, and, you know, kissed D or whatever. But Rogan wants to be like this big macho man thing, and honestly, it's kind of embarrassing. Like, it's like, I get secondhand embarrassment from him trying to do this. Like, it's one thing to like want to beat the best or want to go against somebody to prove something, but he's just doing this because his ego is bruised. Like, I don't know, but that's also something that we get to talk about with something else that happened later in the episode. Next we have Josh and Wes. They're working out, and you know, Josh seems to think that him and Wes have this rivalry going, you know, stemming from last season, because Wes went home early, you know, Bear took him out, and Josh seems to think that he has something to do with that, and I just don't think that's the case. Josh was a vote to send Wes in last season, but it was Laurel and I think Kyle and a few other people's plan to take Wes out, and Josh was a number for them, but he by no means orchestrated that plan to take Wes out last season. So I don't know why he feels like there's this rivalry that him and Wes have, but that was funny. The next scene we have, you know, Corey, Nelson, Wes, some other guys working out on the turf that's in that little open area that they all are in to eat and everything like that. And Jordan is, you know, making a big fuss about how, you know, the guys who are working out are messing up the turf, and he's always the one who has to, you know, fix it when they're done. And this was so stupid. Him and Wes end up getting into a spat, and you know, they come face to face. They don't, you know, fight or anything like that, but they're arguing. Jordan's holding this big old piece of sausage and once again, this is just a case of a bruised ego, you know. As far as the whole comment that Wes made about Jordan not, you know, he's not gonna let Jordan talk to him the way he talks to Tori. You can, you know, some people could say it's uncalled for, and it may have been in the moment. You know, it may have been uncalled for, I will say that, but Jordan does have a tendency to talk down to people, you know, and he thinks that he's better than everybody else. We all know that Jordan's a good competitor. I don't think anybody can ever take that away from him, and I don't think anybody will ever say different. You know, he is a great competitor, you know, but the way he talks to people sometimes, the way he talks to women on this show, I think that he needs to check himself. You know, it's not cool. And I think, you know, Wes was just fed up at this point. Like, you're not gonna talk to me, you're not gonna talk to anybody else in this house like that. I don't know who you think you are. So I'm kind of glad that Wes stepped to Jordan and was like, hey, you need to chill out, like, for real. Jordan, I know he won last season and he's, you know, on his high horse and everything like that, but he really does need to chill out, because, you know, I don't know, his ego is just through the roof. It's through the roof, and he can be disrespectful at times. So I 100% agree with Wes in that situation. So that was that. Next we have Jenna and Kayla. They're, you know, talking about the situation with Bear, you know, with Kayla and Bear flirting and everything like that. And Jenna, being the concerned friend that she is, she says that, you know, she's kind of worried that Kayla is going to, you know, I guess sacrifice, I don't know if that's the right word, but sacrifice her relationship with her boyfriend at home for Bear. And I think that, you know, it's cool that Jenna's being a good friend and everything like that. I'm not going to speak on Kayla and her boyfriend at the time's relationship, because I don't know anything about it. But, you know, I'm not really a big fan of Kayla, but I will say that I can understand that when you are away from home and you're in certain situations, especially one like the challenge where you're, you know, not around people that you necessarily like all the time, and, you know, you have somebody giving you attention, and it's the attention that, you know, you're not getting because you're here and not home. You know, I will give Kayla the benefit of the doubt. I don't agree with it, but I will give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, I understand. I don't agree, but I understand. So let me just say that. So Jenna, you know, she was just being a concerned friend and be like, you know, telling her what the deal was. And so that was that. Next we have D and Wes. They're talking about Jordan. Wes wants to go after Jordan, and D's like, you know, I don't owe him or Tori anything, so if you want to go after him, I can be with you with that. So that was kind of the conversation that they had. And they want to get him to elimination, basically. So finally in this episode we get to this week's challenge, and this week's challenge is called Bomb Squad. So everybody is put in, I think, teams of 4, and they have to detonate a bomb. One person is going to be riding in a car that is actually tilted over. I thought this was pretty cool. The car is actually riding like on its side, and the person who's in the car with the driver has to talk on a walkie-talkie to the next person, giving them like math equations and numbers. That way player 2 can solve a problem. So that's what player 1 does. They give the equations and the numbers to player 2. Player 2 solves the problem, gets the sum, and they run to player 3, who has to get the correct colors. And once player 3 gets the correct colors, they run to player 4, and player 4 has to run to the bomb and put all the colors in the bomb thing. And if all the color, I don't know why I'm still holding my hand like this. If all the colors are correct, the bomb will of course go off. If the colors aren't correct, there'll be nothing. So first up, I believe, is Jay, Wes, Nani, and Kayla. Jay is in the car, and he's going to communicate to Wes, who is going to be the one doing the math. So right off the bat, Jay misses, I guess, the first part of the equation, and so basically everything else after that is like a moot point. Everything after that doesn't matter because Wes doesn't have the first part of the equation. So basically Kayla and Nani don't get to run and everything like that because Wes can't solve the equation. So they get kind of, I think they get DQ'd or eliminated. Yeah, they get DQ'd, and they can't even finish. So that sucks, but I mean, it happens, you know. The next team to go is Bananas, Bear, D, and Tori. And so Bananas is the one communicating the numbers, and Bear is the one who's gonna solve like the math equation and everything like that. So Bananas, unlike Jay, Bananas does get, you know, he does see all the numbers and he communicates them to Bear, but I guess Bear couldn't hear him on the walkie-talkie because Bear missed the numbers. And so once again, because Bear doesn't know what the numbers are, he can't complete the equation and get the sum, and the team doesn't get to do what they have to do. So they are DQ'd. It's a rough start for all the teams in this this week's challenge. So that was team 2. Team 3, Maddy, Rogan, Big T, and Nelson. So they're the first team to get everything going. Rogan is able to solve the equation. Nelson runs all the colors and everything like that, and the problem is once they get to the bomb, nothing goes off because Rogan actually saw the equation wrong. He had the wrong numbers, so they were the first team to actually get through the challenge, but they didn't like finish it. The bomb didn't go off because the equation was wrong. So once again, rough start for this week's challenge. The next team to go is Casey, Swaggy, Josh, and Jenny. And I think Casey is the one in the car. She's calling out the numbers and everything like that. Swaggy's the one doing the math. Josh gets the colors and he runs to Jenny. And team 4 is the first team to detonate their bomb and the first team to complete this challenge after 3 teams mess it up. So that was pretty cool to see. After them is Melissa, Bailey, Kyle, and Corey. So at first, Bailey couldn't really hear what Melissa was saying because Melissa was the one communicating the numbers and everything like that. But and Melissa has a thick accent, but eventually Bailey got it and she figured it out, and she solved the equation. Kyle gets the colors and Corey runs to the bomb. Corey, I don't know why Corey couldn't, he didn't know where to put the colors. Like, he was running to the bomb, he was running all over the place before he actually put the colors in the bomb thing and pushed it. But they got it and the bomb went off. The next team is Fessy, Anissa, Jordan, and Jenna. They get all their numbers. Anissa runs to Jordan after she gets the equation finished. Jordan gets all the colors. He runs to Jenna, and Jenna runs to the bomb, and the bomb goes off, and they finish the challenge. So that's basically it. 3 teams get the bomb to go off, and 3 teams didn't get it at all. So that was pretty evenly matched. But after everything's said and done, TJ lets everybody know that team 4, which is Swaggy, Josh, Casey, and Jenny, are the winning team, and all 4 of them will make the tribunal. So after all that, they're back at the house. Jay and Jenna are talking, and Jenna is telling him that she doesn't think that he's going to be the nomination for this week, but I don't think she really knows, you know, no disrespect to Jenna, but I don't think she's really like knows like or is in tune with everything that's going on in the house, and she tells him that he might have a good chance of not going in this week. And then Jay's talking about, well, he's hearing Jordan, and maybe he's going to vote for Jordan and everything like that, because that's what Wes wants. And you know, he's not working with Wes, but he just doesn't want to go in because it'll be the 3rd time that he goes in. So anyways, after all that, Wesson Bananas are talking, and as we all know, they're actually working together this season. Wesson Bananas are talking, and Bananas is actually telling Wes to chill out. And I just think that's so funny because every season Bananas is like the one. Bananas isn't crazy, like not as crazy as he was in his younger days, but you know, the fact that he's the one telling Wes to calm down and chill out and lay low is hilarious. And Wes, you know, he probably should heed that advice because everybody's just gunning. Like even last week after the elimination, Ashley, you know, kind of is going off on Wes. Josh has a problem with what, like everybody has a problem with Wes this season. So Bananas is like, yo, you need to chill, you need to lay low, please. Like, we don't need no problems. If I'm gonna work with you, we don't need any problems. So that was that. So basically next is nomination time. It's time for the house vote, and Wes, you know, he starts things off, and he uses Kyle as a burn vote because he wants to lay low and he doesn't want to cause any more problems, so he burns a vote on Kyle. Next, Nelson votes for Bear. He says it's because of the fire extinguisher situation, and you know, he wasn't really feeling that, so he votes for Bear. Jay and Corey vote for Bear. Rogan votes for Jay. That's no shocker. We know why. He wants to go against Jay. He wants Jay out of there. Bear votes for Jay. That's also not a shocker. Bananas and Kyle vote for Bear. Fessy votes for Bear because he says that he's not going to vote for Jay anymore. Kayla votes for Jay because obviously Bear is, you know, kind of who she has a connection with right now. So she votes for Jay. Dee votes for Jay. Maddy votes for Jay. And so does the remaining people. And basically, Jay is the one to go in once again for the 3rd time this season. Jay's going in. It sucks, you know. I know Jay is tired of having to prove himself. He's proven himself twice already. He took out CT. He took out CT literally. Like, come on. So that sucks. I hate that for Jay, but he's the one to go in this week, and he's going to be competing against whoever the tribunal picks. So everybody goes out again, and Wes and Nelson, they're talking, and he's telling Nelson, you know, I want to lay low, but it's not working. And, you know, him and Nelson kind of just having that conversation. Swaggy and Jay are talking, and they're talking about how he keeps going in and how, you know, he shouldn't have to, and this will be the third time. So they're talking about that. Rogan is talking to like Nani and Casey and I think somebody else, and he's basically telling them that he feels disrespected by Jay because of what happened with D, and he's ready to get him out of the house. Once again, like I said earlier, case of the bruised ego, ridiculous. He also says that if it's physical, he wants to go against Jay because he really feels like he can take Jay out, but only if it's physical. And that's also something that I want to just talk about, because if you really want Jay out, like if it's like whatever the elimination is, you'll go in and you'll compete against him because you want him out, but you only feel like you can beat him if it's physical. Like, come on, go in regardless. But yeah, whatever. Back at the house after the night out, once again Kayla and Bear are flirting, doing their thing, and this time they actually end up, you know, making out in the bathroom. I think Kayla didn't think that any cameras were around at that time, but it's the challenge. They got cameras. They may not have cameras like everywhere. Like, this ain't Big Brother, of course, but they have cameras even when you think there aren't cameras. So her and Bear end up making out, and yeah, her and Bear end up making out, and that's that. You know, I think, you know, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody else, but I definitely saw that coming, and I know some of the cast members have said that they watched that unfold throughout the season. So I think we saw that coming. She ends up kissing Bear, and that's that on that situation. After that, the next scene is the Tribunal, and so once again Swaggy, Casey, Josh, and Jenny are the Tribunal for this week, and they actually pick Nelson, Wes, and Rogan. So first up is Rogan, and he makes it plain as day. He wants Jay out. If it's physical, put him in there. He wants to take Jay out. And this is basically his case to the Tribunal. Next is Nelson. Nelson said he was a little upset because yeah, I don't know, I think he thought that they thought that he was working with Wes, but he makes it clear that he's not working with Wes. Wes is a snake. Once again, I don't know why everybody's coming at Wes, but he makes it clear to the Tribunal that he's not working with Wes, and he just, you know, he doesn't really want to go in right now. He's not ready to get the red skull right now, I guess. Next we have Wes, and this is probably, to me, the moment of the episode. Wes and Josh, they have their little subtle spat in the Tribunal room, because once again Josh thinks that him and Wes have this rivalry, and Wes has to make it completely clear that he doesn't have anything against Josh. Well, not necessarily anything against Josh, but he's not coming after Josh. Josh thinks, once again, because of last season, Wes is coming after him, and that's not the case. Wes says that he's only going for people who can beat him in a final. And honestly, I don't know if Wes meant to go that hard on Josh, but I think he just had to find a way to make it clear, like, I don't have anything against you. I don't know why you want to make this a you and me thing. It's not a you and me thing. You have a problem with me. That's it. This isn't a rivalry. I'm not going to be your Rivals 4 partner, or, you know, Vendettas 2 partner, or whatever the case may be. That's not what this is, you know. So yeah, so they have that spat, and yeah, that was that. So after all that, it's finally time for Purgatory, and TJ, you know, they all get there. TJ calls whoever the person that got voted in, and once again it's Jay. Jay is down there for the third time. The Tribunal votes, and they decide to go with Rogan. They throw Rogan a bone. They say, hey, go for it. So basically, this elimination is probably what we as longtime viewers know as balls in. They've been playing this game on the show for years, but there's a twist to this elimination because the ball is actually on fire. The guys will be wearing like fireproof suits and everything like that, so it shouldn't be a problem. They're wearing gloves and everything like that, but the ball will be on fire. So, you know, basically the object of the game is the same, but the ball's just on fire, basically. So basically, first up, Rogan is on defense, Jay's on offense, and TJ blows the horn, and Jay grabs the ball. He's going, but I guess he froze because Rogan straight up smacked him. I mean, when I say smack, like Rogan like picked him up and just threw him on the ground, like literally. And the episode basically is left on a cliffhanger because we see Jay land on the ground. He's not getting up, he's not moving, and it's honestly kind of scary. Now that's basically the end of the episode. You know, that's what happens. But just to say, I don't think that what Rogan did was okay. I don't know it can't be just because of the whole D situation. Like, you know, you don't play. He's much bigger than Jay. He could have tackled him and took him down. Like, I'm not saying Jay's weak or anything like that, but he definitely could have tackled him with less force, you know. And then, you know, he put his hand on his head to get up and everything like that. It was really disrespectful. I know it's a game. I'm not saying you shouldn't play the game and, you know, be competitive, but that was completely unnecessary, and Rogan was definitely an asshole for that. But we'll see what happens next episode. It was definitely a good cliffhanger to leave out on. I know Jay's okay, like, now in real time, but I hope in the moment he was okay. I don't know what's gonna happen, you know, but I hope he was okay. And yeah, that was crazy episode, but it was a good one. This season is really starting to heat up. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. Once again, thank you for watching this video. I'll be back next week. Until next time, peace out.